Tell me once when you're on. Tell me once when you're on the page.
I'm on the page.
Okay.
It says offline.
It is saying offline right now.
Yes, it is. Nope, it just changed. It just changed.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
So just tell me once when you start hearing voice and stuff. See if it sounds good.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, I hear me and you.
Okay.
Hang on. The voices sound pretty good. Maybe turn them up like a tiny little bit. Oh wait, no, I don't have my volume all the way up. I have about halfway system volume and 100% Twitch.
You're double mic.
What, me?
Sorry.
No, Killa.
Okay.
I'm ready for this. I'm hyped up. I don't know what to do though at all. I didn't quite so much read up on the combat stuff. I was so busy trying to like wrap around character creation and all that.
My brother will my brother will explain that once when he gets back. I don't know exactly where he is right now. He said something about going to grab something.
I don't think I ever. I didn't want to be from Selwyndian. Oh, I forgot what town I was gonna be from. Oh, your stream says you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, by the way.
Oh, I'll change that.
All right. Is everyone here?
Yep.
Yes.
Jumper, Cloud?
Yep.
Alrighty then. Give me just a sec to set up here. I'll be using the Roll20 voice system just because of my push to talk is also the same button as my go back, and I know I'm going to screw it up one way or the other if I try and change something, so...
One way or another.
Gonna find you.
I'm going to screw it up.
Yeah, it's gonna find you.
You
One way
totally
or
screwed it
another.
up. I'll be using the Roll20 voice system just because of my
I will be using the in-game voice system. Can everyone still hear me?
Yep.
Screw it up one way
Can
or
you
the
hear
other
me
if
through
I try and-
TeamSpeak?
Yes. I'm still
Sorry.
gonna have TeamSpeak up.
Yeah. I'm so used to TeamSpeak, so I'll just be talking through TeamSpeak.
That's totally fine. Not a problem. Can everyone else still hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep. Killa? Killa.
Yeah, sorry. I was just turning my lights off.
All good. Just wanted to make sure
Oh,
that
I'm gonna do
everyone
that
can still
too.
hear me.
Yep, I'm just grabbing a notebook too.
Ah, taking notes, are you?
No, but I feel like it would be. I'm gonna forget things and
So you're taking notes.
character. Fuck. I guess I am taking notes. Yes, you're right.
Actually, yeah, Killa, if you're taking notes, that's a great idea. It's always great for any D&D campaign for at least one person to
Yeah,
write
sorry, I
shit
was just,
down.
turning my lights off. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I'm forgetful. I'm very, very forgetful.
Well, the chat log on Roll20 actually sent between play sessions, so
Can we clear the chat log?
I do not believe so. For precisely that reason.
If you go into options, there is a clear current chat log halfway down or so.
Where's options?
On the top right,
Oh, here we go.
there's the options menu, the gear.
Yep, found it.
Yeah. That'll clear it.
Perfect. Just because the chat log is full of shit, I was doing when trying to test macros. I couldn't get it to work, and it doesn't matter because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's just like clear all chat entries, everything's still there. So all the random dice rolls you did are still very much existent. Forever.
Well, I clear the chat log for myself,
Okay.
so they weren't
Anyway.
away.
All right, I think we are good to go then. So, welcome to Rise of the Runelords. This will be fun. I'm going to tell you almost nothing about what's going to happen because that's, half the fun. So, through one way or another, all of you have found yourself in Sandpoint in time for the Swallowtail Festival, which is a autumnal equinox, a harvest festival sort of thing, basically. I think it's related to the deity Desna, and some of these, who is a very major deity in the area. So, yeah, obviously, like, everyone is really important for everyone. This festival in particular is important because of the fact that the Sandpoint Cathedral has recently finished being rebuilt. So, there's going to be a lot of that going on as well. This, of course, is all stuff that you've probably heard over the past day or so since you've arrived. So, just a bit of background information for you. Give me just a sec. I want to make sure I have something in particular up for this next little bit here. And my documents are not where I'm wanting them to be. Where's my appendix? There we go. Okay. I want to have all the information for the town up, so I can reference stuff as need be, obviously. Okay. So, where your character icons right now are, which I think I can ping something like doing something. I have no idea. Anyway, where you guys are right now in the center, yeah, it is kind of the town square, and that big building to the right there is the Sandpoint Cathedral, and it's where everyone's gathering as as dawn breaks and everyone's gathering for the festival. So there are 4 keynote speakers who are supposed to be showing up. The first is Mayor Deverin, female, and she begins the speeches by welcoming you and welcoming everyone to the festivities. Greeting all the townsfolk, greeting all the visitors from out of town, like yourselves, and a fairly large number of merchants from the city. She even makes a particular joke about one Lars Rankovy, who actually tearing himself away from his work to attend, and you hear a lot of snickers around around the crowd. The Tanner is apparently a very, very known workaholic. After that comes Sheriff Belor Hemlock. His speech is unlike the mayor's, is a bit more dour and to the point, and very saying, telling people to be careful about the reason around the evening bonfire. And asking that people respect a moment of silence near that time for those who died during what he calls the late unpleasantries. If anyone wants to roll a knowledge local check.
A second, I don't remember if I have that.
Yeah, you'll need to have at least a point in that to roll it.
Or probably not then.
Although, well, Probably not. What is your modifier there?
Let's see here. Six.
Yeah,
Might as well
not
give
quite.
it a whirl because it's a class skill.
Well, you have to
So,
have it trained.
That's a 9 for me.
Oh, okay. So, Walter, you've Zenith, you've actually heard a bit about this through the grapevine. The Latent Presentries was an event about 5 years back, and it's actually a series of events. A murderer known by the name of Chopper killed about 25 people over the course of a couple weeks, including the previous sheriff.
I overheard that when I was in the tavern.
Yeah, I mean, this is just something you've picked up. You know, it's a fairly common knowledge. Right around that same time, the old cathedral is also burnt down, along with several of the nearby buildings. Obviously, the cathedral has been rebuilt since then, like I mentioned, but the previous head clergyman and his adopted daughter both died in the fire. So, and anyone else who can roll a 10 or higher on a knowledge local knows that much. So once the sheriff finishes his speech, he gets off, and there's a bit of a break, as apparently whoever was supposed to speak next isn't showing up, and you hear a couple of whispers around, oh, it's Longiku. He never comes to these things. He's probably feigning illness as town or as villa sort of thing. But the final speaker is there. The performer Sirdek Drakus, and he comes in with a kind of a longish tale. You're assuming about how the cathedral is funded. He ends with a bit of a self-promotion as well. He mentions that the next week that his theater is going to be presenting a fairly well-regarded play called The Harpy's Curse, and the diva Alessandra from the city Magnemar is going to be performing the lead role. So that's his bit done. And then once that's finished, the Father Xantus, the new head clergyman, steps up to give a final short speech, basically summarizing everything, welcoming everyone, and officially starting the festival. So it's a festival. There's stuff going on all over the town. Right now, you guys have no idea that each other exist. As other than another body on the street. Most, Venzuman, not Venzuman, Zenith. You're getting a number of odd looks, because you're obviously very much not human or elven or anything like that. But everyone else is, you get the odd look every now and again, as because you're a stranger and you're not from Sandpoint, and but there's a fair number of people that are not from Sandpoint currently, so that's not at all unusual. So you guys are free to basically run all of the town, and see what's going on.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Where is the Goblin Squash Stables?
Okay, let's see here. The Goblin Squash Stables.
Because we have the map, but we don't have the building manifest, which is important. We shouldn't have the building manifest. I just wanted to,
Yes. I believe...
We just know their number.
All right, so since you've got a reason to go over there, because All right.
Yeah, I took that trait.
38, which I believe should be somewhere
Yep.
down the south area.
Boom.
Yes, right there. All right,
But-
so...
But I'm gonna have it take time, so I'll be like here. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as you guys all walk down the street, you know, there's festival stuff going on. There's merchants around. So you kind of, you know, you had business at the Goblin Squash stables originally, so you make your way, you know, more or less straight away there. So as you reach there, you see a little, you know, those little like hacky sack little games where you have to toss the bean bags into a hole. So you see a couple of these set out in front of the stable, and there's already a couple of people, you know, lining up and taking turns at this, and the guy who seems to be officiating this is the owner of the stables, Davrian Hosk. I don't believe I have a portrait for him. No. But he's like, you know, kind of got a little stall next to him. Do you take a closer look at all this?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely walk in. You said I'm getting shifty looks because of my race, but I am very outgoing. I'm not reserved. I got my hands behind my back. I'm walking. I'm whistling. I'm very outgoing. I'm not hiding myself.
The odd adventure always comes to it. So, you know, it's not like you're getting hostile looks. It's just you're.
Yeah, it's like
you're not.
What the fuck is this?
Yes. Okay. So you kind of wander over towards Davrin, and you notice that on the table, the bean bags, they're not just normal bean bags. They seem to have this little they're like painted or dyed or something in kind of a nasty toothy goblin face, and kind of stitched. Actually, roll me a perception check. You know.
All right.
Just, you know, from looking at this from a bit of a distance. Okay. You notice that there's something written, you know, kind of stitched in to these hacky sacks, but you can't quite tell what it is. But it seems to be lettering of some sort. Yeah. If you pick one up, you know, eventually you'll definitely see what it is.
Yeah, I'll definitely approach the table and pick one up and take a look at it.
Okay, so you notice it seems to be a name-ish sort of thing. Obviously you're not sure what these mean, but you know it's kind of a harsh-sounding name, you know, Gnarlfold or something like that. So you
just cut out. What?
Oh, sorry. Do you talk to Davrin?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk up to Davrin and you're kind of picking up one of these things, and what do you? I mean, he's like,
yeah,
hey.
Oh yeah, no, hey Davrin, I came by because my uncle told me when I come down to Sandport, he told me that he helped with some goblins, and anything I needed, I should come to you first.
He's like, your uncle? Oh, you must mean. You know, whatever your uncle's name is.
Yeah, how can you mistake any other cat in the city?
Yeah, you know, he's just kind of startled because you kind of, you know, you're kind of forthcoming, obviously. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember him. You know, definitely helped me out with some goblins back in the day. So
then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna toss the beanbag at the beanbag thingy. I'm gonna do a ranged attack.
Yes. So you definitely hit it fairly well. It doesn't quite go in one of the holes, but it's like, you know, hanging right in there. You know, if it had been, you know, at the proper spot, you would have nailed that thing just right. You know, you kind of tossed it off from an angle.
I tried to look fancy.
Yes, you did okay. I mean. They're certainly, you know, better than most of the people, you know, better than a fair number of the people that are, you know, just hitting the board wherever or not hitting it at all sometimes.
Awesome. Goal achieved.
So yeah, he'll be yeah, let's assume that he's he's kind of a give me just a sec. He's a fairly straightforward sort.
Yeah.
You get the sense pretty quickly that he's really not a big fan of goblins at all.
Oh, yeah.
Given the beanbags and given the given the stenciling and everything, he's not a big fan of goblins. The name of the stable and everything. But he's like, yeah, I remember what your what your uncle did to help out, and is he still doing well, or?
He's doing okay. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he's doing well with the family. They're doing their thing.
All right.
I'm being like as vague as possible because I really have no idea what my uncle's doing anymore. Like in character, like I'm just like I don't know.
Okay. But he's like, obviously I'm busy with the festival right now.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't need a horse at the moment, but I was told to come by and let you know I'm here.
Well, I mean, you only got you were only told a promise that he'd help you out, sort of thing.
Oh no, this is like what I'm saying, like ish out of game where I'm like, I don't need you to set everything up right now.
Yeah, I know, but that's he kind of is in the same mode. It's like I'm busy with this, but I definitely help remember if what your father did. I've got a good I've got a good horse. I've been kind of keeping in store just in case he ever called in the favor. So
perfect. You got a good horse. My ride check is nothing.
When the festival's over, I'll make sure you get set up so you can wherever you're planning on going, because he assumes that you're a traveling adventurer of some sort, based on what he knows of your his interaction with your uncle and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So I presume that you keep talking to him, and if you get a big inside the shop at any point in time, you notice that there's some goblin memorabilia, let's say. So yeah, this guy does not like goblins. let's put it blank. All right. Next person up. Anywhere in particular you're looking to a particular type of attraction, a particular place?
I'm going to roll a perception check to see if there's any performers in acrobatics and stunts and stuff like that.
Oh, you almost don't need to look. There's people doing stuff all over the place. It takes you a little longer to find one than you're kind of hoping for. But yeah, there's
Now are these people getting donations or payment from passerbys for good day's work?
The kind of not. It's a public festival, and there's not really the expectation that there's any performance payment going on. So it's just it's a celebration. So no, not really.
Okay.
The odd copper or two maybe, but
well, as I am who I am, I'd like to try and impress some people.
Okay, so you find a relatively unoccupied spot, near one of the crossroads, and you start showing off, and you start doing some flips, you start doing some tumbling, and you get a couple of people, cheering you on. You're definitely fairly entertaining. You're by no means the best person out there, but you're doing pretty good.
Okay.
And actually, the Sirdak actually kind of walks by, the performer, the owner of the theater, and he's like, "Hey, you've got some good moves. Have you considered doing performances in front of an actual audience?" You're very charismatic and everything while you're doing this, obviously, because your charisma score is what,
quite good,
18, something
18,
like that.
yeah.
So you're you're not an
I'm making him look
official
good.
performer or anything like that, but he's like, hey, you could probably I don't really have anything going on right now, but that required this sort of thing. But I think you should probably try out maybe for a something in the future. He's talking very grandly, and he's a performer. So
Yeah, well, I after hearing him and seeing that he had approached me, I start talking to him about back when I lived in Magnamar, that I actually hung out with a lot of the performers that lived in the city, and as I'm talking about this, I'm trying to make myself sound a bit more close than I actually was, and does it work?
Okay, let me hold on.
He's doing that sense motive, man.
Yeah, that's actually quite true. All right. So yeah, he's like, he knows enough about the performance that this doesn't sound quite right, but he's like, okay, yeah. He's kind of accepting your words at face value for the moment, but you get the sense that he's not quite totally buying into it. But it's not enough for him to be like, yeah, you're bullshitting me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, as he's talking to you, you notice a actually relatively armed person walk by, and he calls out to him. This armed guy calls out to. I can't keep the name straight. There's a lot of names in this book. Sorry.
Take your time.
Yeah. He calls out to Sirdak and says, like, Sirdak, where'd you run off to? I was looking for you. And, Sirdak turns around and says, Jasper, I was looking for you as well. And, he kind of shuffles off, and you notice that these two guys are relatively close, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But they walk off, and kind of, he's obviously preoccupied now. So yeah. All right, next up.
I'll go. So my guy Fensman, he just kind of wandered into town. He's been traveling a bit, always looking for kind of work and adventure. I'm thinking I want to head down to the docks and see if I can talk to, say, like, the harbor master about what's going on with the festival, what he thinks about it, and if there's been any happenings around town or anything like that.
Oh, I mean, so you start moving down towards the area marked 35, the large open area there?
Yeah.
Okay, so and you get about here, and you just see, like, colors everywhere. There's, like, merchants all over the damn place, hawking out wares and stuff. As much as it's a festival, merchants be merchants. So there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Let's see. Do we have? So do you start wandering around the market, or do you keep heading out, trying to find kind of the port, so to speak?
I think I will head kind of more towards the port for now.
Okay, so more. I can't remember what the ping stuff thing is. Is it left click or? Someone did the ping earlier, like a ping on the map.
It seemed to be one around. Yeah, that.
Okay. So are you going this way to the left, or are you going more this way?
Ooh, that is cool.
How do you do that?
Sorry, I'm just playing with it now. I'll do it over here.
Yeah.
I guess he will kind of walk down kind of towards more 30 more 33 where that large ship
Okay.
is.
So you walk over here, and you notice that this building here, 33, is very definitely a tavern. It's just even given the rest of the festival, it seems to be a little rowdy. So do you head in? I mean, it's like I said, it's a tavern.
Oh, I absolutely head into the tavern.
Okay, so you walk in the tavern, and the first thing you see. Okay, this is gonna take me a while to get this over, but hold on. Oh, come on, work with me here. No, okay. Did that show up on the map
Yes.
by accident?
Nora.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Ah!
Giant sea
Yeah,
monster.
you see that. I meant that to be a handout, but you see that thing in a tank, and it's a gnarly looking tank. And this is like the first thing you see as you walk in. It's fairly prevalent. Oh, we lost someone.
Oh no, Scorch.
no.
Scorch jumped in. And I was
Okay.
like, Scorch playing D&D,
Alright.
and then he left.
So let me get that out of the way. Okay, so yeah, you see that thing. First off, and then once you're kind of over the fact that holy crap, there's this sea monster in the fish tank, you see a lot of like people drinking and yeah, little stuff, people rolling dice and stuff like that. If you look a bit longer next to the tank, you see a pouch of water. Or a pouch of gold next to the tank. Can you roll me a perception check?
How do I do that?
All right, I'm just gonna run it through like to make things easy because it adds it all for you. Just click on your skills, and then it's gonna have all the skills things you did.
Yeah.
And there's going to be like little buttons on the left that looks like the dice. If you click on that, it rolls that specific skill and adds it all up.
Oh wow, that's fucking badass. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You don't catch anything more than that. At least not at first glance. So yeah, it's a tavern. There's people doing stuff. Do you do anything in particular?
Yeah. Off to the left, I notice a couple guys getting rowdy. They look like they're dock workers. Like to walk up and kind of, see what's going on, how they feel about the festival. You know what I mean? How the locals, the true locals, kind of feel about what's going on. If anything funny is kind of underlaying.
So they kind of look at you a little funny for a bit because most of the people you've seen are human. By and large, there's obviously there's the one cat folk that you saw, and there's the odd smattering. There's the odd smattering of halflings and other elves and the odd dwarf or two as well. But by and large, most people are human or at least have no more than half elf. But they're obviously you're just curious, and they're like, they're a little intoxicated already. So they're like, oh yeah, it's been a while since we've had a good festival like this. There's been a lot of construction going on with the cathedral, and it's nice to have it all done and put the past behind us, sort of thing. And if you say and ask a question or two, they'll kind of let on to that whole the late troubles or whatever it was, or the late unpleasantry. It's all that stuff I was talking about near the beginning. So yeah, nothing specific, but you get a hint or two towards that if you stay and talk to them. And eventually one of them kind of looks at you again. It's like, you're one of them adventurers, aren't ya?
Yeah, absolutely, that's me.
You should try the what's this thing called? I think there was a specific name to this. You should try drinking from Nora's tank. I bet you could do it. You being an adventurer short like yourself.
Is there any way, to gain more information about what a Nora's tank and maybe learn more about that gold sitting next to it?
Yeah. So you express a little bit of interest, and they basically explain there's a running contest, so to speak, that if you can, you have to pay a silver piece to give this a shot, but if you can down it and keep it down, one glass of water or a single tank of water, and I use the term water very loosely. This is a hagfish that in this tank, and the water looks very nasty. If you successfully down this tankard, you get the pot, and you get to etch your name in one of the rafters next to the tank.
Is this tank sickened other men before? Is it common for people to grow ill after drinking?
Again, there have been
of money.
There are 28 names total. Despite and the pouch looks pretty weighted.
That's all the information I need. Looks like I'm gonna drink from the tank.
Okay.
This will be fun.
Let's see. Let me. Okay, so you're gonna give this a shot.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Okay. So you state that you're gonna give this thing a shot, and enough people hear you that there's
shit! What's going on in here?
Hang on, T-Crown. We're doing a Pathfinder.
Oh, okay.
So, you say this loudly enough that everyone's like, oh, you got a first challenger for the festival. It's this tends to be a pretty good day for people who are out of town to give this a shot, and there's a bit of a hubbub going on. So,
hang on, guys.
User left your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
That works as well.
Okay, that'll work. All right. So, the bartender, Jargy Quinn, who's very obviously one-legged, comes out and's like, "All right, someone's up for the challenge," and he. Relatively good-sized tankard, and he reaches up and waits for Nora not to be near the top of the tank, and quickly scoops up a tankard full of water. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and he's
Does
like,
look a bit thick.
1 silver for the privilege. So you pay him a silver piece?
I pay him a silver piece. Now, how do I modify that? Do I need to modify that on my character sheet or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
1 silver piece is 0.1 gold.
Yes.
For every 10 silver you have 1 gold. So if you have 1 gold and you pay 1 silver, that means you'll have 9 silver left, and you'll have 1 less gold.
Okay.
When you go to your items on the character sheet, the currency. CP is copper pieces, SP is silver, and GP is gold.
I don't think I ever helped them get their
I didn't
gold
fill that out.
We'll fluff it for now. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so you pay over silver piece and you take this tankard and immediately you're like, oh,
Bad idea.
crap, because this thing smells bad already. All right. So I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay,
as you take this thing up to your mouth and take a
That
swallow.
is in defenses, and you'll go down to saving throws, and it is fort.
Oh.
All right, natural 20. So you kind of just you're like,
we go.
all right, screw this glug, and you just kind of down like 3/4 of the mug in one swallow. And everyone's like, whoa, yeah. And you kind of you kind of hold your breath and whatever, and it just kind of just slides down there, and you're like, oh, okay, that was probably not the smartest thing I've done, but you're okay with that. I need a second fortitude save.
Oh.
Okay.
He just crit success and crit fail.
Well.
Okay. So you're like, yeah, I got this, and
then
you
you
just throw it up, but you do it just a little too fast, and it doesn't all go down. What's left doesn't all go down your mouth. A bit of it washes up into your nose actually, and you just like whatever you did to down the first 3/4 of this thing in one gulp doesn't work when it actually gets into your nose, and you just immediately like, whoa! and everyone's like, oh, because you were that close, but now it's just all over the floor, including everything you had downed the first time.
Oh, that's not good.
Nah, so
It's a mess.
yeah. So you gain the second condition for a while because that's not good. And I'm gonna say I'll say you're gonna have a pretty nasty scent in your nose for the next like couple of hours at least. And yeah, you're not gonna be able to keep anything down until at least that scent goes away, because oh god, it's nasty. So welcome to the Win the Dice.
Yeah. So make sure to go to the core of your character sheet and click on the sickened condition.
Yeah, it won't. It'll go away before it becomes relevant. But yeah, you're not gonna be keeping anything down for a while. You feel pretty ill to yourself.
You're drinking water and eating crackers.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So do I take sickened or?
For now,
Should I
sure.
take sickened on my?
Don't worry. Like I said, don't worry about it. You'll have recovered enough. That's not a big deal with the time. It actually matters.
All right.
All right. So we are just left with Zenith, I believe.
No,
Kairos. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anywhere in particular you're looking to find?
A place where I can buy food.
So you start asking around, and you actually hear mentioned that like the 3 major taverns in the area are all providing free lunch. But you can find like little carnival snack vendor sort of stuff all over the place.
did I hear him say free lunch?
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Free lunch.
What do you mean, Kella?
Oh, getting drunk in a bar and trying to impress people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens.
and hurting myself.
Good job.
Oh, oh.
Okay, so yeah, you can find a couple of vendors around, but the main meal is being provided free of time, or free of charge.
I believe I'll wander around and try to find one of those taverns they speak of.
Okay, let's point you towards. So obviously the obvious thing would be to have you find the hagfish and.
Yeah, I know a good one. I know a
Yeah.
good one.
Good bar.
Heard you can make a lot of gold.
Lots of nice people.
Actually, he's a barbarian, so he could probably deal with that pretty.
Yeah, he could probably
a lot
tank
easier.
that thing.
I'll just beat it with axe.
Beat the water.
Let's see. There was. I just gotta find it. There's one in particular I want to kind of point you towards.
The water
here.
will submit me.
All right. So you actually kind of wander up north first, and you find here a tavern called the White Deer. And as you're kind of walking closer, you notice that there's a decent amount of busyness going on. A lot of additional fires have been set up to cook a lot of meals. There's a number of people in the town. Do you head inside?
I believe I will look around.
Okay. So with most of the festivities are kind of going on down south, there's actually not a lot of people who are up in the White Deer right now. But you notice a one man in particular who's seems to be overseeing something, or overseeing all the activity with all the cooking and everything. He everyone's kind of answering to him, but he's not like a head chef kind of barking orders out. He's just kind of a overseer sort of guy. But yeah, everything's kind of mellow and calm in here. So the one of the servants or the workers kind of sees you and it's like, hey, we're busy preparing all the food for lunch, but I can get you a tankard if you'd like. There's a couple of people quietly talking and everything. It's a subdued part of the festival sort of thing.
I accept his offer.
Okay, so he brings you a tankard of relatively good ale, and the charge is a couple of copper pieces. Nothing. It's actually as you take your first drink, and this is like, wow, this is actually pretty good for the price he charged. But yeah, it's.
Do you think we should go over currency?
At this point, I'm not worried about currency for this part of the campaign. Just I'm assuming you guys have some spending cash around, and things are going on.
Yes.
So once we actually start dealing with equipment and stuff, then we'll get into that.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you guys have all gone off and done your own thing. And that kind of you keep kind of walking around, and there's games going on. There's vendors doing wares. There's competitions, races, all that sort of thing. It's getting to about noon, and people start gathering back towards the main square. And you guys obviously start following on. Kiras, a lot of the servants aren't moving along because they're starting to put everything together, stacking everything on the carts and the to wheel over. So Father Xantius now comes out with this relatively large cart. It's been covered with a tarp. And he, once everyone's kind of gathered, he gets everyone's attention, and he tells one of the parables of Desna's about when she fell to I almost said Gillinar, but that's not quite right. Fell to the world and was nursed back to health by a blind child. And to think that child, the Desna transformed her into an immortal butterfly. And as he says that, he and his assistants pull the tarp from this cart, and it's just butterflies. Like you've never seen this many butterflies. It's ridiculous. And they they all swarm out of this cart and spread basically everywhere. So like for the entire rest of the festival, there's just butterflies everywhere. Flying around. Kids are chasing them, all that sort of thing. Butterflies.
Chase the butterflies.
Butterflies. Well, you may not want to do that because it's lunchtime, and you notice that there are three distinct food offerings, three distinct groups that are serving lunch. One came from the White Deer, that credits visited. One came from the Hagfish. Which you're so not sure how I was going with that. The third you learn comes from a tavern called the what's the name of this? The Rusted Dragon. And you quickly realize, like, if you don't immediately line up for something and just see what people watch, it's very apparent that people are going to the Rusty Dragons offering above everyone else. And if you take a while to see what they're actually offering, it's curry spiced salmon and winter drop mead.
Yes. So what you're
Yeah,
saying is acrobatics check into line. No! It's still a 10 too.
Oh.
The fight for line.
I mean, the Hagfish has a lobster chowder, which the mere scent of seafood kind of makes Fenzuman kind of like, oh, okay, maybe let's not do that. While the White Deer has peppercorn venison, appropriately enough. So, you get in line to whatever sounds the best to you, and everyone. It takes a while. It takes a while for everyone to get through the line, obviously, but there's plenty for everyone. Near the end, the Amiko Kaijutsu, the owner of the Rusty Dragon, kind of comes out and says, "Hey, we're running low. If you're in towards the back of the line, you may want to switch over to one of the other offerings." But there's plenty for everyone.
Well,
awesome. Tibby, no.
I guess I'm not getting any of that fish.
You roll.
I was gonna say, if I do make it, I'm going to drop a gold as a tip because it's free food. But I think that they're sacrificing a lot to give us all free food. So,
well, I mean, this is as much advertisement for their tavern as much as anything else. So
all right.
They won't say no, but
yeah, this is more than fine. All right. So unless there's going on for the rest of the day. So unless anyone has anything in particular they're wanting to look for or do or whatever, I can kind of skip ahead, to the evening.
To the brothel. No, I'm joking.
I would like.
There
to
is actually a brothel.
I know.
Brothel.
I'm guessing it's 23.
Let me. I don't believe it is, but
That'd be a
I
pretty
gotta
large
check.
brothel.
No, that's the 23 is actually the theater. So
Oh.
that's the track is. The
So the brothel is here.
the brothel is, if I can find it, is a lovely building called the Pixie's Kitten, and that's actually way down here by the docks.
Meow.
Appropriately enough.
Meow.
Yes, quite. In case you're actually like planning on going there,
I don't. I was just joking.
Okay. Well, it's a thing.
Oh yes, you said I could, people could have a chance to do something.
Yeah. If there's something in particular you were wanting to look forward to, or a particular attraction or something.
Okay, I believe I will head down to the Hagfish. It's right here, right?
It's 33. Yes.
And I ask one of the patrons what the vomit is doing on the ground.
I assume at this
Okay.
point it'd been cleaned up.
Do we want to just fast forward to you taking a couple of fortitude saves?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll me a fortitude save. And we'll assume that. Okay, so you don't do quite as well initially, but you still get half the taker down in the single swallow, and you're like, okay, this is nasty, but your stomach okay. So next fortitude save. That's not gonna be enough now. So the puke on the floor gets another coating.
Healthy coating.
Man, we're getting beat by guys. We're getting beat by level 0 commoners.
I mean, this has been going on like since the Hagfish first opened, and there's been
Oh.
28
games.
people over several years.
Aye, let's see you do it, at boy.
Well, I don't know it exists. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you've
But
you've
don't tell the rogue to do a fortitude save.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you were dwarves, I would have you would have been getting a bit of a bonus. But even that, you guys, a 10's not going to cut it with water this gnarly.
I don't know. It'd be better if you're like just some like paladin. I'm immune to poison. Drop.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, thankfully you've got a better constitution in general, so you'll recover a bit faster still. So.
So
Again,
second.
you'll be okay. I'm assuming you kind of do this like right after lunch almost, or shortly thereafter.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, so
there's
you'll
that
be okay. Yeah, you might be a little hungry though. All right. Anyone else wanting to do anything specific?
Nope.
Okay, so time goes on, and the sun, it gets later into the afternoon, evening, and the sun's starting to set, and everyone's kind of gathered back at the cathedral again. And Father Xantus walks out, and everyone's kind of talking between themselves right now. And he walks up onto the platform, and if you're looking, you see him pull out something small. You may recognize as a thunderstone, particularly when he tosses it on the ground, and it emits the expected shock. A sharp retort, like the crack of distant thunder, slices through the excited crowd as the sun's setting rays paint the sky. A stray dog that has crawled under a nearby wagon to sleep starts awake, and the buzz of 24 conversations quickly hushes as all heads turn towards the central podium, where a beaming Father Xantius has taken the stage. He clears his throat, takes the breath to speak, and suddenly a woman's scream slices through the air. A few moments later, another scream rises, then another. Beyond them, a sudden surge of strange new voices rises, the high-pitched, tittering shrieks that sound not quite human. The crowd parts and something low to the ground races by, giggling with a disturbing glee as the stray dog gives a pained yelp and then collapses with a gurgle, its throat cut open from ear to ear. As blood pools around the head, the raucous sounds of a strange song begins, chanted from shrill, scratchy voices. Goblins hew and goblins bite. Goblins cut and goblins fight. Stab the dog and cut the horse. Goblins eat and take by force. Goblins race and goblins jump. Goblins slash and goblins bump. Burn the skin and mash the head. Goblins here and you be dead. Chase the baby, catch the pup. Bonk the head to shut it up. Bones be cracked, flesh be stewed. We be goblins, you be food. Perception checks, please.
What can you?
Perception.
Okay.
Perception.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so Zenith and Fenzumin, as the dog, runs forward and collapses, you see a small humanoid figure kind of race away from behind it, and hides on a near wagon to the northwest. And that's right about the same time as the song starts going on. And this song, like, you hear it from a couple of different places, like, in succession. So, there's it, and at the same time, it's chaos. Like, everyone's running and screaming and like, oh my god, this is terrible. It's goblins. It's
Goblins.
It's goblins.
Oh, goblins.
These are Pathfinder goblins. They're not nice. They're nearbuilders.
They're adorable.
They're nasty little knee biters.
I'm gonna hug it and squish it and call it George.
I love you.
Okay. So, welcome to combat. So obviously the scale is not quite right, but we'll take it as it is. And the map they use for this one, like they say, oh, you should use this flip map. And they don't actually show you what the other side of the flip map is, and it's got like all this stuff on it. Anyway, so assume there's some carts and stuff around as well. So combat. All right, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Where would that be?
Core?
Yeah, initiative.
Or is it in core? Yeah, it's in
Yeah, it's in
core.
core.
Right below health. 18.4?
What?
Where did the 0.4 come from?
the fuck?
Oh,
Oh.
no, wrong one.
You rolled a 1 on
Where did
int.
you find initiative? I'm sorry.
It's on core, down at the bottom. Initiative and speeds.
There it is.
Oh.
Yep, my intelligence was shit.
Don't worry, guys. My initiative is 0.4.
What's up
Mine's
with the points?
0.03.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, in your turn order there,
What?
please. You should see a turn order.
Yep.
So whatever your initiative check is, place that in there.
Is mine already in there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 18, right? Mine was automatically put in. When I just pushed initiative.
Mine's not going. I keep putting in an 8, but it's not working. Oh, I gotta press enter.
This is really that high?
I rolled really well.
Yeah.
And numerically descending.
I also have +4 to initiative.
That always helps. Initiative is amazing.
I'm
All right,
+3.
Are
so
we just having all the goblins go at one time?
yes, for the
Okay.
sake of ease. So yeah, while this is going on, keep in mind people have cleared the, a number of people, the majority of people have cleared the area pretty fast. There's still a couple of stragglers, like people are stunned or whatever, but it's not enough to really hinder you per se. If you get, you have first turn initiative, so show us how it's done.
I'm a rogue.
Yes, you are.
Charge!
Good observation.
I'm charging.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Okay. So I will do my attack.
Please do.
I got a 16. It's actually +2 because I charged.
Okay.
So that's an 18.
All right.
And I did 6 damage.
You were the one that caught the goblin. Or you were one of the ones that saw the goblin from the dog, right? That
Yeah.
killed the dog. Okay. So you catch your eye on this thing, and you know well enough that this is this thing's not bad news. So you immediately spring into action and whip your whatever blade you have
Rapier.
out, right? So you whip your rapier out and you chase after this thing, and this goblin's like, it's kind of licking its blade as having just killed the dog, and it's enjoying the literal ends of its labor or whatever. And you just come up and shish kebab the thing, like right through the eye. Yeah, it like scrambled around for a bit and then limps dead. Before it even realizes what's going on. Because since you run first, you actually got a sneak attack as well. So you would have snuck attack it as well. So yeah, this thing's
More
like
damage.
dead. So
Just for shits and giggles. Yeah, 2 extra damage.
So yeah, it's gone. But as you do that, 2 other goblins you kind of notice are pop up behind a car that you didn't quite see. Thankfully though, like one of them kind of gets distracted by a commoner fleeing kind of this way. So it decides, I'm gonna go chase that. So it moves off that way. The other one does see you, however, and it like kind of hops up, and it doesn't seem to realize what just happened to its friend, and it just kind of runs up and tries to attack you.
Yeah.
And let's see here. So that is a 20. I'm going to guess
it
hits.
hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
My AC is 15 right now because I charged.
yes. So it does. It's like, it's kind of like waving its thing around, and it kind of catches you off guard, and it gets a nick, but it's not a exceedingly deep wound. I mean, I know you're
Well,
a character.
I have 8 health.
I know you're level 1 character, but like relatively speaking, it's not nearly as bad as if it was actually trying to kill you with completely murderous intent. All right, Kairos.
I will attack this guy.
Okay, so you move up first.
Okay.
Move to here.
Yep. So that's
You
your
want
move
to
action.
select?
As the arrow.
You should be able to move your character. Okay. Yep. So that's your move. So in every round of combat, you get a standard action and a move action, or you can combine them for a full action, or you can substitute the standard action for a second move action and move twice your speed. But yeah, you're fine. So roll me and
You cut off.
roll attack.
That'd be
Which
under
one
your
would
character
that be?
sheets, attacks, and then whatever your weapon is.
Yeah, whatever your weapon is.
Oh. Can't find that.
Under
So-
attacks.
It's on
Yeah.
the attacks
under
tag,
attacks.
and then down at the bottom, attacks.
Far over to the left, next to where it says enhance. That's the button you want to hit.
Do you have a weapon set up right now?
He's got an Earthbreaker.
Oh! Oh yeah, he does.
So now you just need to hit that button.
Yeah, it's the one by enhance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The one that
I'm
looks like a
clicking
dot.
it, but
It's not working? Then press where it says attack buttons, press the one that says 0. Yeah, I was having that problem too. Just press 0, it'll work. Should work.
No attribute was found or carries
Oh, yeah.
weapons or attack.
Oh, I guess we have to put in an actual number here.
Well. Just roll roll a d20 then. We're
Yeah, well,
we're just gonna do some D&D math here. Roll a d20.
that's interesting.
Roll a 15. What's your strength?
His melee bonus is a 3.
So
that's-
a 9. That's an 18.
That's an 18. So that hits.
And then roll your damage, which is whatever the dice for that weapon is.
It's a 2d6 if I'm correct
Wow.
here.
I forgot what an earthbreaker was.
It's 2d6. It's a big freaking block of metal on a stick.
And then you add your strength in that, so it's 10 damage.
So it's dead.
Yeah, you squish it.
Yeah,
You
so
squish it.
so you see the cat person kind of run up and skewer this thing and then get counterattacked, and you're like, yeah, no, and you kind of run up and you're like duck, and
Meow.
yeah.
Goblin.
So
No longer.
Zenith kind of hears you and he ducks, and you kind of swing the Earthbreaker over your head, and you just pulverize this thing like its face is paste, and it kind of flies off and actually like hits the wall. You hit this thing so hard.
Woo!
So
It's dead.
yes. You guys can't click on the goblin tokens, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just curious. All right.
You can only click on your own token.
All right. That's fine. Fenzuman.
I'm gonna go with my bow, so I don't think I really
Okay.
have to move closer, or do I need to?
No,
you're
you do
fine.
not.
No. Your bows like could shoot so far.
Your longbow has a 100-foot range for its first range increment, so
Shit.
that would be like
You have a 100-foot range and 15 feet away.
You can fire off the map right now with no penalty to accuracy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and nail him with my longbow. So just roll the attack die.
Yep. If it'll work.
Nothing is happening.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
oh shit!
A bunch of errors.
Holy guacamole, yes sir.
Okay.
Alright.
So we must have set something up wrong when we were going through.
Well,
so
roll a
Who's
1d20
worked?
then.
Tibby's worked, right?
I haven't
Yeah.
attacked yet.
I like detailedly put in like
Okay.
all the stats, even if they're plus zeros.
that's oh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Roll again.
I'm not doing anything like that.
Oh, you don't have
So-
confirmed crits.
Not or confirmed failures. No. A 1 is just a straight failure, but then a
Alright.
critical doesn't get you anything beyond the normal critical damage. So I don't like having the whole idea of 5% of the time you smack yourself in the face with a mallet or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, so you're kind of surprised and you're like, oh crap. So you quickly try and grab your bow out and fire off an arrow, and it just kind of whiffs. Thankfully you don't hit anyone else, but you just kind of hit the side of a building or something. Like this building.
Yeah, you kind of missed.
Since I missed, can I retreat? Can I
Yeah,
fall
you
back?
can move.
You can, you still have your move action. Yeah, technically you'd have to equip your bow, but I'll kind of hand wave that for now. But yeah, you can
Wait.
you can back up.
What would I have to do normally?
So
Normally it takes a move action to actually equip your weapon, but
okay.
I'm like meh. As long as you've got a +1, which I believe everyone here does, it's meh. So yeah, you can particular
So I
direction you want.
I can scoot back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just scoot back. What's the goblin's range? Like, could it
It's
get
melee.
that
The goblins
next to
don't.
me?
The goblins don't have any ranged weaponry that you can particularly.
Well, I mean, like, how far can they move?
They can move up to 20 feet as a
so
small
I'm gonna-
creature, I believe.
All right.
Unless if I
click my
fail,
guy?
you're not gonna
Just
have to worry
click and
about
drag.
this thing. Just top left, go to
When
the
you have
arrow,
the,
select
you
move.
have
Click-
select.
Yeah, click the arrow.
There we go.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so me turn.
It is
Yeah,
your
that
turn,
complete
yes.
that opens the action.
Yeah, he won't be able to make it to you. So
Wait,
Especially
oh,
since.
I'm good to go.
Yep.
So I move in
Fancy
and
man.
I attack. See if this
Alright.
works. Yeah. I think it's
Okay.
dead.
Oh, you crit!
I think it's
Crit
dead.
confirm. Okay, so you don't confirm your critical, unfortunately. But
No.
yeah, this thing is.
It's dead.
No,
Um,
it confirmed.
Yeah, crit.
Hmm?
Crit.
Well, I got a 15.
It
So-
rolled. He rolled a 15 for his crit confirm. Was that a charge you did rolling in, or just a movement?
I just did a movement.
Okay, so yeah, it's not quite a crit, but this thing is still dead.
It's dead.
You chase you chase after it and kind of dodge an arrow from the archer as you do so.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
or
what the hell
you
are
know,
you
you see
shooting
the
at?
archer kind of see the archer like or the elf, or are you half elf or an elf?
He's an elf.
I can't remember.
He's an elf.
I believe he's an elf.
Okay, so you see the elf kind of shoot an arrow off into nowhere, and you're like, "What?
What the hell are you doing?
And he kind of backs off, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And you kind of run forward after this thing, and you catch up to it because it's trying to like drag down some other guy, and you stab this thing dead.
What weapon you using?
Rapier.
Oh, you're using rapier too? Rape your buddies!
Well,
I'm
he's
using-
got a rapier cane,
I've got
which I'm kind of like. He wanted to use a sword cane, but it has to be a piercing weapon for swashbuckler. So I'm like, whatever, rapier. fine,
It's cool.
whatever.
It's fancy.
Yep. So, I should also probably mention I kind of house rule defeat. Yeah, do you know the scimitar dance feat
Mhm.
that lets you use your dexterity for damage on scimitars?
No, I didn't know that existed.
Okay. Basically I house rolled a thing where it only applies to one weapon and it requires 13 dex and weapon finesse, but you can use dex for damage on a single type of weapon.
Instead of
Oh, okay, I was
Strength.
gonna say like the crit blade.
So
so I have it for
and
rapiers.
you can't
Poke.
you can't two-hand or use a shield larger than a buckler.
Which I can't do anyway for a sword cane,
Okay.
so yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's an option for you. Anyway, so you stab this thing dead. And for the moment, that's all the goblins you see. But there's still panic going on everywhere. So, it's very obvious that, there's more than just these three goblins that are in the city right now. What do you do? Keep in mind that you guys don't actually know each other right now. So, you may want to be like, okay, these other guys just tried to attack, do some combat. So,
I don't notice anything.
I would
There's
like.
panic.
yeah.
I will roll perception.
I'll move to the center of the group, so I'm surrounded by everybody else.
Okay.
Yep. Panic.
You guys don't know who each other are. All you know is that you're the only ones that are
So
not a town guard that are doing something.
Wait, what
other
is
than
this
running
thing?
around. That's the stand that Father Xantios was on, and you're not sure where he went actually.
it's no longer there.
Yeah, he's off doing something, and you're not quite sure what.
So I'm gonna call out to these three, and as I notice that they are the only non-guards, and I'm gonna tell them.
Who are noticeably armed and doing crap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there are plenty of non-guards still around, but they're all commoners running around
I'm.
for their lives.
Yeah, I noticed that we're the only ones doing anything that's not a guard. So what I'm gonna do is be interested why he's like not facing the right way.
You guys found the rotation button.
I didn't even know there was a rotation button. And I'm
click on the
gonna
character,
call
that
out to
little
these
square.
three and say, hey, we need to start looking around to see if there's any other goblins around. We need to make sure that no one gets hurt.
Okay. Hi-ho. High ground.
That's
Well.
that's the top of a building. You can't do that.
Yeah, can't I?
You want me to try?
Do you want to roll a climb check?
Nah-huh.
Can I roll an acrobatics check instead? Because that is
14.
acrobatics.
14 is not quite enough to climb up the side of
How
the
about a
house.
20?
Acrobatics is not what you need. Yeah, you guys are not getting up the side of the house. Stop that. Be serious. There's a goblin invasion going on.
Yeah, they can't climb houses.
Yeah.
Cat.
No, I mean, I would like to make mention that like when you were around there were a couple of guards, yeah, but they were kind of like lazy townfolk guards sort of thing.
Yeah, I kind of guessed
So
that.
like, you guys are legitimately probably some of the
The only chance we
some
got
of the only ones that are
doing jack.
yeah, like at least in the immediate vicinity. Again, you saw a couple of other like more heavily armored people. The guy who walked by and talked to the performer. He was fairly well armored. Right now, it's like you guys. Yeah, and again, I would like to stress the fact that you guys have no idea who each other are right now.
Yes,
So,
again, I
you know.
called out to these three and say, hey, we need to protect the townsfolk because these guards aren't doing anything.
1 second. Need to roll my fucks given dice. I give no fucks.
You gave one fuck.
And that means I'm... No. A fucks given dice is a d6, but it goes from 0 to 5.
Mm.
So, I'm going, because I have a friend in town who does not like goblins. I'm going all the way down to the Goblin Squash stables to go squash some goblins.
All
To
right, so
see if Dervian Hosk is alright.
so you start making your way this way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys? I mean, are you guys
I-
going to follow him or?
I roll perception. I notice something. Do I?
Do you?
What are you trying to perceive?
So are you guys?
I'm trying to perceive he is leaving.
Well, you know I'm leaving.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so
he-
basically what's happened
so-
so far, I've called out to use three, and I'm saying, hey, we need to try and find other goblins and save the townsfolk. Mr. Catman over here says, fuck this, I'm going somewhere else. What do you two do?
I follow.
Him or me?
So you guys,
Mr. Catman.
you guys are all right. So you guys are all like the Catman's obviously going off somewhere. Like, do you make mention of the fact that you've got? You said you had. You're making mention of the fact that you have.
A friend.
A friend and okay. So you guys all fall
Yes.
in, sort of thing. Okay.
Failed my charisma check.
So you guys make it. Yeah. So you guys all follow after, and you make it about here. And then right over here, there's a big ass explosion. Like
How big
there was a
is
cart
big?
there that, like, not like
Because 10
it's
feet is
more
pretty
upwards
close.
than outwards. It's more upwards than outwards, and like I said before, the scale here is a little off. But like, the cart that was there had fireworks or stuff for the something that was going to
How
go
many
on the
goblins
evening.
do I see through the sky
And it-
right now?
It done blowed up.
Do I know?
And
Do I hear it?
yes, actually, you still do.
If you needed a reflex save, I did a reflex save.
No, you don't.
Wow.
But there are, like, from the smoke come more goblins.
Goblins!
Okay, I see a fancy goblin.
So And behind them is so you notice that these goblins don't just have the odd swords that the first ones did. They have torches as well, and they seem really excited about the fact that they have torches. And the one in the back, in particular, I need to switch back to object. The one in the back is different, and you realize that it is one of the ones that are singing the song that's going on. You know, that lovely little ditty that I performed earlier. So let's see. So everyone go add your perception check, or put your initiatives in.
So how many voices did we hear? Can I roll a perception for that? And can I still hear them?
Sure.
Can I still hear
I mean,
Damn,
there have
nice
been renditions of the song going on, you know,
constantly?
off and on for the past, you know, basically since the attack started. You can't get a clear count of how many.
Can I guess
How many you've. Not really. Like you definitely keep hearing it, and it's definitely different voices, but you can't, like, you know, between all the screaming and stuff, it's really hard to figure out, you know, is it the same voice? Is it a different voice? Is it, you know, the same voice that's moved somewhere else? So let's see here.
Avenge the puppy.
Avenge the puppy.
We already avenged the puppy. That was the first one that died.
Yeah, that was the one I'm like, you killed a dog!
Okay. And there we go. All right.
Who has a
So-
higher dex, the goblin or our archer?
Probably the archer.
So the one in the back, like I said, is definitely one of the ones that's singing. But at the same time, it notices you. Just trying to figure out the numbers here. Okay. So it kind of moves forward. And it's got... Hold on. I gotta look this up. I should know this. I've got a character that uses the same thing. So it moves over here. And you see it's got a whip, and it's like it's kind of like, you know, cheering whatever and playing around. And it whips this thing out, and whips have a pretty significant reach, actually.
I think it's 10 feet.
15 actually.
What?
That's a long
Yep.
whip.
Yeah. So it whips this thing out, and it tries to catch tries to catch the elf by the foot, and
Combat maneuver?
yes. So it rolls. It tries, but it doesn't work.
But it fails.
Like it fails pretty hard,
The archer jumps over the whip.
basically.
It does a backflip.
All of his years of training in jump rope have culminated to this moment.
Yes.
Quite. All right, Benzumin.
He perfectly
Yes.
lands. The judges
So you
out of
said
10.
that you said that the equip doesn't count as a movement. So could I jump back 30 feet and then go for a longbow shot?
You can totally move back, run back 30 feet and go for a longbow shot.
Or you could just shoot him right now and then.
I'm gonna presume that you still have your weapon out for that.
I'm
matter.
going to recommend he does go back 30 feet and shoot it.
Yes.
If you want to be a good archer, it should be as far away as possible.
Okay, and then I roll a 1d20, correct?
Yes.
And then do I add a modifier on
14 will not hit.
You add
unless-
your dex modifier and
Yeah,
base
let's-
attack
well,
bonus
actually,
if you
hold
have
on.
one.
That might actually.
that? My dex modifier is 4.
Do you have a base
Range.
attack bonus?
Oh, I
Don't-
forgot about that. Okay, yeah, that does actually hit. Never mind.
Do rangers
what did
have a
that
base
come out
attack
to?
bonus?
Yes, ranged attack or BA. So roll 1d10 for damage. Whew. Okay.
It just does that.
Do I modify that at all?
No, you do
No.
not. Not for ranged
There's a
attack.
feat later that you can add your dex into your bow damage, but you don't have it yet.
Okay, Zenith, your turn.
Okay.
So do I hit and kill?
Yeah, you do
You
not
hit, but
kill,
didn't
but
kill.
you get a pretty good attack. You get a pretty good hit in.
Okay.
He
Like
done
a good
did
little
get
kitty,
hurt.
I'm going to run to... I'm going to run here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to attempt to duck behind here and dive and try and stealth.
Okay.
I'm trying to get, like, an object in between me and them. I'm trying
Yeah.
to stealth.
Roll your stealth check.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
All right, so that's your turn. So now we got the goblins. So let's see. We got this one come up here, and it tries to attack. And let's see, what do these things have? Okay. 17 versus AC.
Your AC is in your defense.
So yeah, that will be a hit.
You can check our AC.
Yes.
Mhm.
I need a coin because this actually does 1d2 damage.
You can just roll a d4 and do
I-
half.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. So that's going to be a
One.
yeah, that'll be a
Well, I don't
2.
know.
That'll be a
Whatever
two.
way you're
So
taking that
One
D4.
and
yeah,
two is a
3. So you take 3 damage plus 1 fire damage.
Okay,
So if you click on the green thing, if you target your character and click on the green thing, you can actually type in -3 or -4, and that'll make the modification automatically.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Less
These
size.
motherfuckers hit hard.
Yes. Well, if you notice, that was a -1 the attack roll, so that was just a.
Oh yeah, that was a good roll.
Okay, so this one comes up here and makes the same attack. And it fails horribly.
Yeah.
At least.
This one comes up here and does the same thing. I mean, these guys are trying to poke you with firebrands. So,
Mhm.
so the swashbuckler manages to dodge both, while the barbarian is kind of surprised and takes one right to the shin. And you kind of like, ow, because he just basically whacked you with the torch. All right, Yoshihiko. I have no idea how you pronounce that.
It's Yoshihiko. I'll
Okay.
explain later.
Whatever.
Anyway. So I'm
Moving
going
on.
to attack the one right next to me.
Okay. Doesn't matter which one at this point, probably,
Well,
unless
sure.
there's one in particular.
Okay, why did that not roll?
Hmm?
I don't
Don't
know
worry
why that
about,
didn't roll a
facing
1d20.
over.
It did last time. I didn't
Well,
change anything.
It did.
It did? It doesn't say.
It just rolled the d6. Well, no, it has the attack. Like, it did the math. Like, it did the actual roll, if you look at it.
Okay.
That 1d20 CS is the critical chance because you've got a rapier.
Mm-hmm.
The critical chance is anything above an 18 plus a 4. So then you roll a 4 on the d20 and ended up with an 8. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
so you missed the goblin as well. You still have a move action. Do you want to do something?
No. I'm just gonna stand ready.
Okay. Kairos.
I think I'm gonna kill this asshole over here.
Okay.
Smashy smash.
Now, keep in mind that, again, you are a barbarian, so you have, what, you have a number of rounds of rage available to you that you can activate as a free action. So, I mean, not saying you have to, just saying that you have that option available.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna see, can I roll the attack?
Which is the 20.
Yeah.
And you add your base attack bonus and your strength to that.
Okay, hold on. Because, the attack under attacks.
So, you add a +3. It's totaled for you on the top of the attack roll there.
Yeah, okay. Did I do it correctly?
That was your damage.
You need to roll an
Yeah,
attack.
okay.
Roll
One
So you need to roll a
20-sided
d20.
dice.
D20.
Nope.
Okay.
Crit!
Roll that again.
Roll another d20.
Well, let's put it this way. If
Oh.
we take the
Oh.
damage you just did...
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
dead.
no.
you know,
Okay, so you don't completely pulverize this thing, but like the previous one you hit, like its face is paced, pretty hard.
Its ass is grass.
Yes. Come on, give me the thank you. All right, so that one's dead. Again, you still have a move action if you'd like to do something else. Move into position or something.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I'll move over here.
10, 15, 20. Okay, so you would want to do that like this, tactically at least. If you leave a square that is adjacent to an enemy, that provokes an attack of opportunity, which would give that enemy a free attack against you.
Ah.
So
yeah, like, they can reach all 8 of these squares because that's where they can hit. So if you move like through it, like if you go from here to here, that means they can swing at you because you're in their swinging range and you're moving.
Oh, I see.
but you've got plenty of range to go like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks for explaining that.
So yeah, you can totally do that.
And
Yeah,
there's a special combat thing you can do that's called a 5-foot step, which is you take a 5-foot step action where you just step 5 feet, and that allows you to move through it because it's like you're cautiously moving.
But you can't take a full move action when you do that.
Yeah, because
So you
5-foot
can't
step's like a move action.
you can't 5-foot step. Well, 5-foot step is technically a free action, but you can't take a move action while
Once
doing
you do it.
You can do a full action, but you can't do a move action. So you can't 5-foot step and then run away. There is the withdrawal action though, which is a double movement that the first step. But that's all more complicated stuff. Anyway, so that's your move. All right. So the Goblin War Chanter is like, oh, ow, because it's got a big arrow sticking out of its chest right now. So it kind of pulls it out and then screeches a number of words in Goblinese. Goblin? I don't know.
I think it's just goblin.
Yes.
Gabulu,
Anyway.
like Sulu.
Okay. And it heals up some of that damage actually. The wound isn't totally gone, But there's still some a gash left, but it's it's pretty much done. And then it resumes its song.
Damn bards.
Whatever you want to call it. Yes, actually.
These damn goblin bards and shit.
Yes. But yeah, it noticed. Let's see here. Roll a d20. What is your? Okay. It saw the rogue, or some, you kind of run back this way, but it definitely doesn't see you right now. But it still moves forward a bit just to get closer to its allies.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I would like to point out, you cannot fire into melee without taking a -4 penalty on your attack roll. You lack the required feat to fire into melee. You can still fire at the War Chanter without penalty, but if you want to hit either of the normal goblins, you'll have a penalty on your attack roll.
Okay. I'll go after the Goblin War Chanter again then.
Okay. Roll attack and
So,
damage.
I do a 1. Now for the plus, should I put 5 in there because that's going to be my ranged total modifier?
Correct.
After my bait. Okay, so I put +5.
Yeah.
Actually, how far are you? Okay. Actually, if you move slightly closer, like take a 5-foot step or whatever, you'll actually be within range for your point blank shot feat.
Which gives you another +1, and then it adds +1 to damage as well.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just
So 5 for
move
the
my
step.
character right there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's within 30. So
That's what?
that's within
That's
30.
within 30.
Yes, that's fine, right?
Right.
Okay, so I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
now,
you'll roll d20 plus 6, and then 1d10 plus 1 if you hit.
all right, 1d20 plus 6.
That is not a hit. So your arrow
Bad
flies off
rolls.
and hits the building again.
Bad rolls happen.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, bad rolls happen, man. It's all right.
This thing's AC is actually pretty high. So,
How many times can you use a feat?
Infinite.
Unless it specifies otherwise.
Yeah,
Wait,
unless
so
it
I
tells
can keep
you.
doing that point blank shot?
Yeah.
As so long as you're within 30 feet of what you're shooting at. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking A right, buddy.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
your
cool.
passive, like...
In real life, I have to step away to take a piss for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Take your time. You're out of the order.
I shouldn't affect the battle right now anyway.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Zenith.
I do not have fast stealth, so I can only move to there. Which direction is the goblin facing?
It's facing towards its allies right now. Focusing on
So,
the more.
so like this way?
Yeah.
Like that way?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So it's got like a cone of sight. Okay, I'm gonna move to here.
Okay. I will need a
All
stealth roll.
stealthily. I'm gonna roll it. Don't worry. But
Uh-huh.
I'm moving there first because if I fail the stealth roll, either way, I'm getting to there.
Yes.
So many skills.
Okay. Do you take a penalty to stealth while you're moving?
No, because I take a penalty if I do a full move. I move at half speed while stealth. That's why I only move 15 feet.
Let me just double check. 'Cause...
But if he's looking at me in daylight and I'm stealthing, like if he was looking directly
Yeah.
at me, I take a negative
move up to
20.
half your shield. Move stealth. Okay. Yep. All right. Let me just roll a perception check.
Yeah, let him use his ears. Hit those big ass goblin ears.
Quite. All right. It does not notice you.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. Now, I should probably chill.
So you're
Because
passing north. Your turn.
it's the direction I'm facing. Let me see if there's anything I can't do. No, not really. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So the goblins have noticed that you killed one of their friends, allies, acquaintances, other goblin.
Oh no, Jimmy Bob.
Alright, I'm gonna go P2.
So they, obviously they realize, oh, this is actually kind of serious. So they drop their torches and both pull out their swords instead. So each of them attacks one of you once.
Tell me when the one's attacking me.
Okay, we will attack the barbarian first because reasons. Okay, that's a miss. So it tries to attack the top one tries to attack the barbarian, but its sword kind of gets caught in its clothes, and it's like So like it eventually gets it out and swings it at you, but it's like ridiculously easy to dodge. So like no sweat whatsoever. Okay, so now now the one that's attacking the swashbuckler.
I'm gonna parry.
Okay.
So roll a d20.
Is this your
Roll a
class
d20.
ability?
Yeah, it's one of my panache things.
I just want to check it and make sure. Actually, could you put your panache points in the red circle there?
Sure. There we go.
All right, so it tries to attack.
And it makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get the parry
It definitely makes it. That was not a critical. So you try and parry this thing, and no, it doesn't work at all. You kind of block as if it was your size, and it just kind of comes in under your shins, or under your belt, and kind of attacks your shins.
Well, I got a question for that. It says I get a -2 penalty for any creature bigger than me, but it doesn't say anything about a creature smaller than me.
Yeah. It does not.
Shall we assume that?
But in any event, it hits you.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Like,
I'm just saying for future
pretty well.
references and stuff.
No, you do not get a bonus if it's smaller than you.
Okay.
It's the parry is you trying to deflect the attack, and the size difference is because it's stronger than you and bigger than you, and you're going to have a harder time deflecting an attack of that style.
Now, would you allow me to use my dodging panache after failing the parry, or are we just going to say it's going to hit me?
You can't.
It doesn't say that I can't do this.
Hold on.
God is looking things up. Give him a minute.
Quite. You can, but you will be provoking an attack of opportunity from the other goblin.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
It provokes attacks from opportunity from creatures other than the one who triggered its deed. So you can do that.
No.
And actually, no, it would have to be attempted before the roll is made. So you cannot.
Well, it doesn't. Say
you cannot
that,
use it at this point. When the opponent attempts a melee attack. So, I'm gonna say no. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So, in any event, you take. Actually, hold on. That's a threatened critical. Actually, that is a confirmed critical. Actually,
Doesn't he have to roll again
I
confirm
just
crit.
did.
He did.
So this
Didn't
is
update for me.
you take 5 points of damage.
Oh, okay. Ow.
Yes, quite.
That hurts.
Oh. Not that much. But just
That's almost half your hit points.
almost.
For a level 1 character.
For a level 1 character, five hit points is not something to scoff at.
Maybe if you're the barbarian, that'd be nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
can take
Now it's actually
another.
your turn, though. It is your turn now.
So stabby stabby McStabby stuns.
Okay.
I'm not happy.
What did you roll? That is a hit.
As a kill?
That is a dead goblin. Which one are you
That is
attacking?
max
The one that
damage.
hit me.
Yes.
Yes, it was max damage. That's the one that hit me.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
no.
try and parry this thing and it fails, but you're like, okay, fine, and you just kind of stab it through the head. Just like, all right, if you're
If that's the way we're doing things.
so yeah, it's like it's shish kebabbed quite well. All right. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. Karis.
Alright. I stare menacingly at the goblin ahead of me.
That was your damage.
Well, that was his
20.
damage.
You better hit with that.
You hit, it's dead.
If you hit with
rolls,
this thing, it's
D20,
paste.
D20.
Jumper, the barbarian that rolls his damage before he hits.
Yeah. It keeps us in suspense. Does this actually
that has
kill
all
him?
of his-
We'll find out now.
That has all of his modifiers in it, so I'm gonna guess that hits. I'm assuming.
I do not see the attack roll yet.
Um,
Oh, sorry, that's his damage.
Yes.
I'm like, that's a.
Yeah, no, that's his damage.
Should I do for the attack roll?
1d20.
The D20 plus 5, I think.
He...
Okay, that hit.
That'll do.
That is paste.
Okay, so yeah,
That is
you.
paste.
So the other goblin's like, here's the death throws the one behind it and looks away for a bit, and you just take your earth breaker and you raise over your head and you just poof, make a goblin pancake. It's very dead. It's
Spit
very
on its
dead.
grave. And rub my foot in it.
All right.
With blood everywhere.
So the Goblin War
Yeah.
the Goblin War Chanter says is like, yeah, screw that. Yeah, or screw that guy coming close to me. And it again mutters words in Goblin and kind of waves its hands at you. Make a will save, Mr. Barbarian.
No, you targeted the barbarian with a will save.
I know.
He's going to
I know,
fail.
doesn't-
Well, actually, it's not bad.
Yeah, no, this DC is actually very low. That works. So
Damn
you feel like a really weird sense of mirth, like ridiculously happy mirth, but you're like, no, this isn't my mind. Screw that. And you kind of just knock it away. And the goblin takes a step back because it doesn't like you. Benzuman, do you?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
quite
would like
pursue.
5 foot.
I'd
Closer.
like to move 5 feet. Yeah, that's within 30, and then I'm gonna roll.
D20 plus 6.
Cause fuck yeah.
Says rolling the dice.
Oh,
Fucker!
dice do not like you, do they?
Gee whiz, my ranger can't. I can't hit anything today. It's that fucking. I'm still sick. I still feel a sickness in my stomach.
There you go. There you
And
go.
when I pull my bowstring back, I smell my fishy fingers. It causes my aim. I kind of buck to the left at the last second as the smell causes me to almost get sick again in the middle of combat.
and
Kill
the
him?
arrow.
The arrow flies past the ear of the goblin.
So he's
Yeah,
0 for 3.
Well,
I
I'd
gotta
say
say-
that more
No, he's 1 for
went
4. Never mind. He's
10
1 for
feet.
4.
That went 10 feet left. All right, buddy.
And hit the
That's not good.
hit the
In
the
fact,
side of the platform or
it,
something.
it whizzes past the Catman's ears. Like,
Speaking of the cat man,
Dun, 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 dun. 5-foot step.
He's a
Sneak
cat
attack!
man.
Oh, yay. This makes me happy.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's, I'm doing a basic attack, but it's denied its dexterity bonus. I rolled a 10!
That's not gonna work.
So you take your
yes,
knife or
I
your
see.
rapier and you poke
its
it forward.
dexterity is the majority of its armor bonus. Yeah, its dexterity
Yeah.
is the majority of its armor bonus, but that's no.
So you
Yeah, it's
poke
still-
forward your
I'm
rapier
assuming
and
it
it
still
goes
has one
in between
armor.
his arm and his chest, and he just sees this blade poking up beside him.
All I know is if he turns around, I got him. Max opportunity is
Well,
what
no,
saves.
it knows that you're there now. So
Well, yeah, but it has to turn around.
Turning around. Does turning around?
facing doesn't exist in D&D.
But it does.
It doesn't.
And this it does because we
No.
can actually face.
No. So normally this would be the goblins' turns, but given that there's one shish kebab and one with its face pounded in, and one that's currently a pancake,
The goblin
the
stares
hero.
up at the barbarian. He sees the Earthbreaker coming down right before he is squashed into a pancake.
that's a whiff.
That's a whiff.
Whiff.
We got 2 whiffs. Actually, got 3
Wait,
whiffs on this
Flanking.
That's
Well,
that's
yeah,
still very much
flanking's
a
not
whiff.
going to save it. Yeah.
That's still very much a whiff. Not flat-footed anyway. But yes, you are now flanking. So flanking gives a +2 to attack, just for the record. All right, Kairos.
Come flank
Okay,
this guy more.
Everybody.
Move, sway, and here. You can do that.
Yeah, that's more than fine.
Okay. Do I have attack, or was that everything?
You have attack.
No,
Oh.
you've got fast movement. You've got 40 feet and around. You're fine.
What?
Okay.
Wait,
You're a
boy.
barbarian.
Yep. Okay. Roll d20, right?
Yep.
That'll
Okay.
hit.
16.
16
That'll
will
kill.
hit with your bonuses,
That'll
and that will definitely kill it. So
God, fucking barbarians doing a barbarian's
he's
job.
not even raging. It's rather hilarious.
Yeah.
actually.
kill. I've killed 2.
All right, so it's dead.
I'm
Congratulations.
mad because I lost 4 health.
You have
It's been
You
been
have
our
successfully
barbar and then
defeated-
our swashbuckler that's been doing all the work right now.
well, the ranger got a really good hit in, and
Sure.
the rogue got the first blood.
Would the barbarian want to
First
kill
blood.
that thing with that attack?
Yeah,
Yeah. So Ranger didn't do
it's
anything.
pretty dead.
That's not what's important.
Anyway, so yeah, the swashbuckler and the barbarian are both bleeding, and are both bleeding a bit, and the cat guy is as well. So yeah,
Fishy
there's
fingers
still
Fenziman isn't.
there's still crap
You're a
going
ranger.
around, like going on around you,
What
but
danger
for
are
the
you in?
like for a moment, like everything's kind of calm in the square. It's a little bloody, but calm. Like in the distance, you can still definitely hear like fighting going on and stuff, but you've got a second. And actually, like from the west side here, it actually comes running out. He's been he tells you he's been he kind of looks around like at all the goblin bodies, and it's like, wow, did you guys do all this?
Yeah.
Why, yes.
I'm gonna like walk up and be like, throw my hand over my shoulder. Like, the big dude mostly did it.
At this point, I'll accept. That I'm not going to complain. Who for you? But it kind of looks